There we
Look at it.
Oh wait. Can you bring Zima here?
Here, he doesn't want to be there right now.
What's your dog's name?
Henry Chinaski.
Oh man.
Wait a minute. He's a boy. Hold on, keep him right there.
He's scared. Oh!
He hi.
We have one like that too. Wow, Blue Nose. She's pretty.
Yeah.
Henry, come here.
We finally found you a boyfriend.
They're heavy.
Hey, look, Zima, look.
Oh, wow.
Hey.
I have her mama. Come here, squishy.
We got to get you a bow like that, huh? Yeah.
Good girly.
Man, your dogs are so pretty, man. Look at that. Oh, she's smiling too. Look at her.
She's smiling.
I know. Smile. Get a screenshot. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Crisco Kidd Block Party.
Last time we spoke, we were on top of a roof doing things in person in Phoenix, Arizona. The last special was Translate This. I think that's what we were talking about. Now,
yes. Wow, it's been 3. Wow,
it's been about 3 years. Yeah. Now we got a whole nother Netflix special here, and Felipe Esparza with Bad Decisions. Welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me again, Crisco, man. I'm glad you're still doing well.
Yeah, man. Same with you. Before we start talking, I've been asking everyone this because this is called our stay-at-home combo, where it's people who are, we're doing everything from home. It's a lot of Zoom meetings happening now. But how has life been for you, and how have you adjusted? And what's one of the best things that have come out of the COVID-19 lockdown experience for you so far?
My life has changed a lot because I am not touring, so I'm a stay-at-home dad for the first time. And I'm getting to know my wife for the first time.
Which is...
She's smart, my wife has an MBA, and I have a half a GED, I have a GE. I just gotta mail it, So my wife does all the homeschooling. She's like the principal here, She's like the teacher. She's like the guidance counselor. She's the dean. Like when my wife, she's teaching my son, and she knows that I'm the janitor of the house. She looks at my son and goes, "You better do your homework. You want to be like that loser over there cleaning the school all day, making lunches, mopping the floor, mopping the hallway."
Oh man, look, Bad Decisions on Netflix. I'm already turning red. This is when that color correction is gonna have to come in quick, man, quick. Bad Decisions. It's in English. It's in Spanish. First of all, thanks for sending the link so I could watch it before anyone else. I appreciate that. But I've seen all of your specials, or at least I'm pretty sure I've seen all of them. You've done an outstanding job. I did not, you just told me the Spanish version is 10 minutes longer than the English version. I'm not fluent in Spanish. I didn't even think to go watch the Spanish one. What's the difference?
Oh, I was mistaken. The special is not 10 minutes longer, but the Spanish special is 10 minutes different from the first special. Like on a Spanish special, there's a joke that I didn't say in English because we ran out of space for that joke. I left it out because there was the way I was taught to write a joke was to write a joke and then write 2 different jokes or 3 different jokes about the same subject,
Right.
But as I'm evolving as a comedian, so I'm changing, so I don't really follow that rule anymore. But in this case, it just didn't work, man. How many times we tried it just didn't work, so we just left it all out.
Yeah.
But that joke, by the way, kills in Spanish. Like when I say that joke in Spanish, man, fools lose it, bro. Like they love that joke.
Bad Decisions, Netflix. Again, you can get it in English, you can get it in Spanish, however you want to stream, however you want to watch it. But your making of this special, you actually took off to Mexico, man. You wanted to get down in Tijuana, from what I understand, and like just soak it up and let it run, man.
I started going to Tijuana, Mexico, because I wanted to get like a real taste of somebody that's gonna watch my special and not speak English or not think in English, because if you live in America, I don't care if you spoke English, Spanish when you were 5 or when you were 7, but from 7 years old to 45 years old, you forgot that Spanish. You know, your Spanish is not great. And those type of people were going to my show and they were laughing at everything I said. But whenever I messed up a word in Spanish, they would still laugh, you know, because they liked me or they didn't care that I messed up a word. But I cared. So when I started going to Mexico, and if I messed up, they wouldn't laugh. Or if I said something in English, half of the crowd wouldn't get it because they didn't speak English. And that's, I wanted to test out my show in front of people who don't speak English at all.
Right. Well, I mean, because the special is airing in, it's like over 190 countries, right?
Dang! Yeah.
That is, I mean, congratulations, man. I mean, you probably heard that before, but 190 countries. There's some people that aren't blessed enough to make it out the States. There's other people that may do the little NAFTA, you know, Canada, America, Mexico, but 190 countries, just that alone, breaking barriers, man. I mean, how was that emotional experience for you when you found out 190 countries?
When I said 190 countries, I was like, wow, if 10% of the people watch, it's still 90 million, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the ability to...
That's just 190 countries, you know? That's not counting the amount of people who have Netflix in that country, which is probably a lot more people. So we're talking in the billions, man. Right. 100 million people at least, if they all have Netflix.
When you're putting this together from the comedian standpoint, like you've already been to Mexico, you've been to Mexico, you're testing it out. But what about the jokes and choosing to take the more personal route, like talking more about yourself, talking about the family dynamic, to where even making couples a little uncomfortable, because I did low key feel a little pressure when you're talking about he's not going to marry you or she, you know what I mean? I'm looking at my girl like, damn, I hate when jokes like this start happening, because you start feeling like,
well, man, I wanted to express, I don't like preaching with my comedy, you know, but I don't want to tell people what they should do, but I want people to have an idea of what they should be doing in their life. Like as far as getting married, I don't want to tell people, you got to get married. You got to take care of your family. But if I say it in a funny way, you start thinking about it. Well, that's true. You know, a kid needs to know that mommy and daddy are committed. You know, they're married. That's the first thing a child sees. As far as commitments go, okay, my mom and dad made a commitment to each other. Right. That's the first commitment that I'm going to see. And if I follow that rule, I'm going to be committed to everything I ever see. But I cannot tell you that. You know, I cannot tell you, but with my comedy, you'll see it with yourself, you know, like, oh, I am that guy.
Yeah, you definitely made me feel.
It's special. You're like, oh, I was cheating like that.
I was thinking, like, if I fast forward during this time, but then I was thinking that just makes it more uncomfortable, because why did you fast forward through this, man?
I know, because I remember when I was doing that joke about, come on, bro, this woman loves you. She bought you these tickets. I saw a bunch of girls going like this, hitting their boyfriends. You see? Do I gotta spell it out?
I think I don't want to give too much away, but just another favorite part was because you're touching on things that some people say are just taboo or no one wants to have the conversation. But during sex and talking about, it is farting, man. And it's the bodily function. I swear we could not stop. We had to push pause because we kept laughing. We were like, who is cutting the grass this late at night?
That joke is so goofy and funny, bro. You try to play it off, bro. Like, you want to embarrass her.
Was that a motorcycle? What did you? It was hilarious, man. We couldn't stop laughing. And so
you start beatboxing.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But because you do it, you play it off, but she does it, you have both look at each other like.
Right. Right. And if you're in one position, you may not have the eye contact, but if you're missionary or whatever, you're looking right at each other. You can't do nothing, but you gotta address it somehow, man. That was hilarious.
I don't know if the joke made it through, the one about the dog is looking at you.
No, see, it might have been.
Spanish one. I said the dog person's probably looking at you, having sex with your wife like this. Hilarious, right? Bro, I didn't, hey, Crisco, I didn't have to say nothing, bro. I said the dog is looking at you with his eyes. Hmm?
Bro, is that the best? I would think as a comedian, that's the best when you can start the joke and not even have to use words to finish, man.
That's the best, bro. I mean, for me as a comedian, that's when I excel the best, when I throw in a personality or I act it all out. Yeah, man, it's the best. You don't gotta do nothing. They already know by your actions how to laugh and what you're doing.
Yeah, you know, earlier you said that you're still evolving, just like I believe we all got to evolve in our craft, man. But what are some things that you've learned to accept as you're going through your comedic journey here? You know what I mean? Whether it's doing the Netflix specials, whether when we get back to doing stand-up or you're doing arenas again, stadiums, whatever the case may be. What are some things that you've learned through your journey that's like, this was good info, that's good info, and maybe one piece of advice is just stay away. It's cliche, it's old, and no comic should ever do it.
I'll tell you this, Crisco, I don't know if, and this goes out for any musician out there, you know, or anybody starting off in anything you're going to go into the arts. You know, when I started off, a lot of comedians that I met, they started in the early 90s, late 80s. I started in the late 90s. And the comedians that they saw started in the late 70s, late 80s, right? Mm-hmm. So the way they think is different from what I think now. Because a lot of the comedians, and I would say like the white comedians who were moving in from Florida, moving in from Texas, from Tennessee, you know, those kind of white guys moving to California, Mexican comedian moving in from Texas and so, and African Americans moving in from Atlanta to LA. I mean, their main focus was to be funny and get a sitcom show. You know, they were worried about crossing over to mainstream America, you know. And when I found out about that, I was kind of confused and I was caught up into it. Like I don't know how to do that, or how do you cross over? And that's like, you don't know how to cross over, you know. So I asked Paul Rodriguez, you know, 'cause I'm not afraid to ask questions, you know. I was a kid that stood up when the teacher was explaining something, I stood up my hand before she finished talking. I said, yeah, rewind everything you just said because I missed everything.
Right.
So I told Paul Rodriguez, hey, Mr. Paul Rodriguez, quick question. I know you got to go have a threesome with these hot chicks over here, but before you go over there and have the best time of your life, I just want to bother you real quick and cock block you with a question. How did you cross over, sir? He said, let me tell you something. If you're funny enough and you have a big personality, you don't have to worry about crossing over. People will find out about you and cross over to you.
And I think that isn't, like you said, whether you're a comedian, whether you're an artist, whether no matter what your craft is, you stay true to you, and the people will find you.
It's like that guy in the TikTok video that's making tacos in the streets. He says, I don't get paid for what I do. I get paid for knowing how to do it really well.
Yeah.
Everybody can do stand-up comedy, but that make it look easy. Just feel so confident. Like, you're right about evolving, because at first, like I said, crossing over, all my jokes were crossover. Or like, my jokes were written so even a white guy in Peoria, Illinois can understand it, you know? But I was losing my essence writing like that, you know? I want to throw in a little bachata and a little salsa.
Right.
There, bro. You know, a little scrumbia.
Scrumbia, hey, if you're Houston, baby.
You want to go to Corpus and
Yeah.
Yeah, coño. So I figured, I'm going to just start talking about myself, At first, I was afraid to talk about that I owe child support or embarrassed that I have 3 kids and I don't even know them,
Now you own it.
Now I own all that, I cannot hide from that. So I better talk about it. And the more I talk about it, the more like people started gravitating to my stories and my realness, and they would tell me, right. I could relate to that.
I was just about to say, it's more relatable. And I think as not just comedians, because as an on-air personality as well, when the difference between doing nights, afternoons, middays, even mornings is the fact that the more you open yourself up to the listener, to the viewer, the more relatable you come. And I think the more success you can achieve, because people want people that look, that feel, that sound like him.
I remind everybody of their crazy ex-boyfriend or their crazy cousin.
Facts.
Yeah, man.
Facts.
Thank you, man.
So somebody told me today that you have the ability to make everybody feel like they're inebriated or they're just not all there at that moment. I was like, I don't know what that means, but I'll definitely bring that up to him.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. I wanted to talk to you more about Identify because, by the way, I loved you in that. And I'm running for mayor here in Phoenix, Arizona.
What?
Bro, gentrification is a huge... Thank you. I want to have another conversation with you about gentrification because I know what happened in LA. It's happening in cities all across America. That'll be at a later date. But September 1st, Bad Decisions with Felipe Esparza. Thank you so much.
Thankful alcalde.